Oh, yes! Ah! Holy shit! Oh, Dread! It's the one! It is the one! Holy shit! I never thought this day would come. I'm a more recent Metroid fan, only having played through most of the series, even Other M, last year. So, I haven't really been part of the wait for a brand new Metroid game, let alone a new 2D Metroid game. And yet, here we are. Metroid Dread. I never thought this would happen. And to be honest, I'm still stoked. I'm still kind of processing that it's even real, really. Like a new 2D Metroid that isn't a remake and follows up on the story that was left lingering for basically 19 years. That is crazy jeez. Full stop. I basically believed if we were going to get another Metroid game before Prime 4, it was just going to be like a Super Metroid remake or a Metroid Fusion remake. Something remake that didn't really need to be remade. That seemed like a pretty safe bet, a pretty typical Nintendo move, if you will. But no, we're here and it looks amazing. Not to like jump on like the hype train too eagerly, cause like it could like end up not rocking, but it looks amazing and I just, wow. And the fact that it's still Dread, it is still Metroid Dread. If you don't know about what the title Metroid Dread means to the fan base, to just the Metroid series in general. Metroid Dread was basically planned to be the sequel to Fusion for, well, like I said, 19 odd years since Fusion was released. It was planned for the DS, but then it just got scrapped. They just weren't ready, apparently. That's what they said on the interview anyway. I'm not sure if they're just like covering something or if they were just cowards, but I can't complain. We're here now, and it just looks like everything I could have hoped for and more. Mercury Steam is still the developer, who also worked on the Samus Returns remake on 3DS a while back. And I thought they did a decent job on that. It's not like a typical Metroid game, a bit more action-oriented, and this game also looks more action-oriented, but we'll come back to that. But it seems like they learned from a lot of the little tiny issues that I personally had with Samus Returns. Things that kind of dragged it down because, like, it has a lot more stakes and, like, the melee counter actually looks fun this time. Because in Samus Returns, basically the melee counter, while a good idea in concept, basically giving Samus not just the ranged attack, but also sort of a physical last-ditch effort type thing, you kind of could just counter everything and then just blast a stunned enemy into submission, which kind of made things a bit boring at times. It wasn't a bad game. Samus Returns is a perfectly fine game, but I just have a few core problems with its combat. But there's like a dash counter now. You can like move and do the thing, and it's like, that's good. That's a good evolution, and it looks fun. And also just the tone. Oh, the tone. It looks so unique for Metroid, and again, builds off what Fusion set up. I'm just in awe. This sort of sleek, mechanical type look for Metroid, like, that hardly ever happens. I'm trying to think of one right now, and like, not counting Other M, the only time I can think of is sort of like that futuristic city in Prime 3. But like, if we're talking strictly the 2D games, then this is like the first time we've seen something so sleek, so mechanical, so lifeless, but in a good way. Lifeless in a good way. Because you're like being hunted by these stalker mech things that are like really weird and they crawl around like beasts, and oh, it looks so good. I'm trying not to just gush. I'm trying to articulate my thoughts, but oh, it's already proving a challenge. And it's just the fact that we're getting a Metroid game that has the potential to be like actually scary again. Actually really intense again. It's just, wow. And don't get me wrong, I love the Prime games. The Prime games are really good first-person ventures into the Metroid type of headspace, but I don't think it captures like the sense of tension and like stress in this sort of alone environment. I don't think it captured that quite as well as it needs to. They're still fantastic games on their own. I especially love Prime 2 and 3, but as Metroid games, as far as those go, Dread just looks like the true follow-up, not just in number, but like in spirit, man. And also it cannot be overstated. Just, I'm so happy that like, again, even if this game ends up sucking, even if it ends up being not that great, which I doubt, I have a feeling it'll be good at the least. But even if it does bomb, it's like, the fact that Nintendo is giving this such a chance, I have hope again. They actually showed this front and center, and they are still continuing to promote it through like all their social media outlets. God, it feels so good. We're not being teased via some stupid soccer mini game. We're not having to wait until post E3 and seeing it in a treehouse discussion type thing. No, Metroid is front and center, getting the attention it deserves, and I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. I just really hope that this 19-odd year gamble just pays off, because I'm not really looking for a brand new favorite Metroidvania or anything. I'm not looking for like something revolutionary. I'm just happy this is here and like daring and new. And if it winds up being amazing on top of that, that's just all the better. Even as a more recent Metroid fan, it's just, this means a lot. And I can only hope that from here, things just continue to grow. Because Sakamoto, in an interview for Dread, also said that like this is the end of like an arc between Samus and the Metroids. So like, it has the potential to, after this, just start fresh. Basically start new with a whole new motif and just make something just that isn't riding on the coattails of Super for the upteenth time. Super is a perfectly fine game, but the other games just rely so much on it. It was concerning for a bit. That's why I thought we were just gonna get a Super remake, but yeah, I am hopeful. I'm hopeful for the future, and that's a weird feeling. And really, I just hope Dread pays off, so that we can have this beautiful revival of this beautiful series. Also, it's coming this year. Holy shit!